That's the rosette window, stained glass over the what they would call the altar. They still have an altar in the Catholic Church.
No, it's got
that's mosaic tile. That's not stained glass. That's tile work. Underneath that church, and my batteries were giving out on my phone on my camera at this time, and I didn't have fresh batteries. And so I was being very selective about the pictures I took because I wanted Jackie to take, or I handed it to somebody. This is the place where I preached, was in the belly of that church, in the belly of the earth under that church. This is a long way down. This is probably a good couple of stories under that church in the earth. And this was my spot on the itinerary to preach, and that's what I'm attempting to do there. And that's a nearly life-size replica of the nativity scene in one of the hallways of that church. The city of David. The city of David is
Bethlehem.
Part of David's fortress that has been excavated. It is massive. Of proportions that I can't describe to you, but when I tell you that you could fit Garden City in it, I'm not exaggerating. The Joppa Gate. The Joppa Gate goes into a newer part of Jerusalem. This is like shopping at Phipps Plaza. If any of you have ever been to Phipps Plaza in Atlanta, they have all the high-end department stores, and if you're a poor man like me, you got no business there. That's what this is. We didn't have any business there either. But that's where all of the upper crust, the elite, the yuppies of Israel, that's where they go to shop. Of Jerusalem, anyway. This is outside the Joppa Gate going in, going into the compound. You're just going to get a taste of their shopping habits. These open carts of bread every day, and that bread will stay there all day long, and at 5 o'clock this afternoon they'll still be purchasing that same bread. This was about 9 o'clock that morning. You feel very safe in Jerusalem for the most part, and I'll tell you why. This fella right here, he's a police officer, and he's carrying right there an AK-47. As long as I could see one of them, I didn't worry about them. Because they pretty well know what they're doing. The Tower of David. That is the Tower of David. This is a portion of David's fortress. We walked all along the top of this wall. And Tyler Campbell and I, there was a gate right here going up into that tower, and it had bars over it. And it was padlocked. And Tyler Campbell and I tried every way we could to figure out how to get that thing open so we could walk up there so we could take pictures, and we never could get it open. This is excavations of rooms.
You and Tyler be hanging.
The guy with AK-47 come after you.
Nothing we could have hurt. These are rooms that have been excavated within David's fortress. They could have been for various reasons. They could have been housing quarters. They could have been storage rooms, munitions storage, food, what have you.
That's more well preserved than Solomon's.
Well, Solomon's temple is no more. There's nothing.
The Wailing Wall.
The foundation or the latrines were, or whatever it was.
Oh, now, okay. But that wasn't the temple. But
I know, but
yeah,
I'm saying
but yes, some of his buildings.
Stables. But that's more well preserved.
Oh yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
I'll remember the name of it in a minute.
So this is original.
Some of this, I don't know that all of this is original either, Billy, but
yeah,
a good bit of that would be. Now, when you're standing up here, Elder Kurt Bacon was attempted to go with us up here, and he absolutely, when he looked out on the other side, looking out here over Jerusalem, he got so dizzy he had to go down. That's how tall this is. This is looking out from the top of that wall. I took this from several, just looking out from several different vantage points.
Is that a tree right there about the center?
Right there?
Uh-huh.
There's some kind of cedar, but it may very well be in a pot on the top of the house or something.
Yeah.
That's the Dome of the Rock. That's probably the best picture I have of it,
Mm-hmm.
which I could care less about.
Why did you pick
That's that cemetery. Now look,
Eastern
that's
Gates.
just how massive that is. What, baby? Well, what, darling? I didn't hear you. Okay, fine. This is looking down from right beside, well, I guess across from that tower, looking down into the excavated remains of the fortress. Somebody tell me what that is. You on the right beam, but observation and there you go.
Security
If I'm
outpost.
on guard, I'm positioned right here, and I'm on my elbows are probably right here, and my eyes are right here. And I'm looking out, and I see the Huns coming, or the Turks coming, or Saladin coming, or whoever. I can take my bow and arrow,
Attila, Odoaker.
and I can put that arrow through that hole, and I can ring your nostrils if I'm a good enough marksman. But you tell me how a fella coming up the hill is going to get the arrow through to me.
Yeah, that's a pretty good idea.
That ain't going to happen. Not very often anyway. This is the marketplace, and brothers and sisters, this is along the Via Dolorosa. This is along the avenue where Christ would have carried his cross. It is solid shopping. I forget what station this is. I think it's station 6, but I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, this is what the Via Dolorosa is today, and it may well have been a marketplace back then as well. I imagine it probably was. Just more open air markets. That's the outer portion of David's city of David. That's Brother Dean Robbins right there. That's Keith Hamilton. You can tell by the hat. It is this frantic and busy all the time. I was on this same street at 11:30 one night, and it was every bit as shoulder to shoulder. Just different. Okay, let me go there. These carts, now if you can imagine everything in Jerusalem, when you're walking in Jerusalem, you're going uphill or down. You ain't walking level, let me assure you of that. And so these carts, he's taking supplies to one of those marts, the open-air market booth. And when that gets to rolling, these stones are pretty smooth. They've been there a long time, even the brick. And they're pretty smooth and even. And when you're going downhill and you've got a cart loaded with gear or produce or whatever it's loaded with, the inertia behind it, try to stop that thing.
Yeah, they'll take
So
you
they
with
have
it.
come up with, I just thought this was ingenious. If you can see this right here, that's an old tire. And so he runs along behind that cart. You better get out of his way if you see him coming, because he ain't going to veer for you. But whenever he has to stop, he steps on that tire, and the rubber, the friction of the rubber against the stone, it stops the car. And so, therefore, that's the up close. This was positively, the picture doesn't know justice, but this was one of the most beautiful sights. The colors, these are spices. The colors of these spices were breathtaking. The prettiest saffron you'll ever look at. And cheap. Jackie and Andrea bought saffron. I didn't buy any, but they brought a whole lot of it back in the deal. But it is all open. You don't see flies in Jerusalem. I don't know that I ever once saw a fly. But nor a roach or anything else, to be frank with you. But it's all open, and as the little ladies come in the shop, they pick that spice up, and everybody look at me. They pick it up, and they bring a handful to their nose, and they smell it and put it back.
I'm just mad about saffron.
Do you see her hand? I watched her take that handful to her nostrils and put it right back in that bowl. Which is why I didn't bring any home.
They call me together.
Doesn't that look good?
At least he had that covered up.
At least it was covered. These are olives and pickled okra and sugar beets and you name it.
They serve lots of sugar beets.
Yeah. What is that?
That's pig.
That's goat.
Oh, I knew it wasn't pig because of the Levitical code.
Huh?
Each the picture.
That's the shank of a lamb. This is goat. See his tail? This is a Muslim grocery store. How would I know that?
Is it shaped like a pyramid?
Dome of the Rock. Look at the top of it.
No self-respecting Jew would have that displayed in his store.
That's
the Dome of the Rock. This is spices right here. This is pockets of spices on the hill going up to the
Is that supposed to be shaped like the pyramids that the entombments of the pharaohs? I mean, it's the same on the back of the dollar bill on the left-hand side.
I wouldn't doubt let him get, yeah.
Is that supposed to be shaped like a pyramid?